Faster than a speeding chinchilla, more powerful than a bad case of garlic breath, able to leap fairly large mud puddles in a single bound. It is the next to last word. Thanks for tuning in, folks. I just wanted to do a really quick vlog slash rant. Um, yeah, I saw something where there are whispers coming from the White House that the Republicans are considering implementing the 25th Amendment on their boy Donnie. And that is big news. Um, Thing is, it's not because of his multiple civil rights violations or the corruption or the fact that he said that we should annex Canada, Greenland, and Panama, or any of the other crazy things that he said. It's because he actually got along with the New York City mayor elect, Mamdani. And the Republicans can't cope with that. And yes, I think that's somewhat humorous. Although it was also a little disturbing to see those two, how well they got along after their meeting. It was a little disturbing, I have to admit. No one saw that coming. Not really sure what to make of it. But the Republicans' idea would be to implement the 25th Amendment, because clearly that shows that he is unfit to lead, because he got along with what they call them, communist, socialist, jihadist. You pick the ist, they called them it leading up to this. And this is where it really grinds their gears. It's because of the lead up. Everyone was saying that Trump was going to school this guy, and Mamdani was, didn't stand a chance. And that didn't happen at all. And they all look like a bunch of dumbasses, which, to be fair, they are, because, they follow Trump. So the real reason they're looking at implementing the 25th Amendment is because they look stupid. And, it is sort of fitting in a way. Trump has molded this party to be based in fear and hate and lies. So when that said party turns around and bites him, there you go. Like Trump said, you knew I was a snake when you took me in. So we'll see. I don't necessarily think anything's going to come of it, because those people in his cabinet are not there because they're smart or because they're good at their jobs. They're there because they're suck-ups, and they are good followers of Trump. So for them to turn around and try to get him on the 25th Amendment is, that's a long shot, to say the least. But and at the same time, it's kind of one of those be careful what you wish for, you might just get it situations. When you start to think about it, if they were to drag Trump out of there kicking and screaming, and believe me, that's the only way he's going to go. Then we're stuck with Vance. And no one really knows what he's going to do, although he does also seem to be a complete a-hole. We don't think, obviously, he has no spine either, because he was put there to follow Trump. And he immediately, changed any of the views he needed to change to get that job. And he was more than willing to bend over for the Trumpster. So we'll see. It's worth mentioning, I know there's a lot of people pulling for said outcome. And even, as a moderate, I feel like if that's what it takes to get him out of there, that fine, do it. It's also interesting, and I wanted to touch on this because I've been wanting to work it into a video for a while now, but Caroline Leavitt, the White House spokesperson, is just a little too good at her job. And I know that might rub people the wrong way, but let's face it, your job is to cover for a madman who changes with the wind. His stances change. He can do a complete 180, and you think you got your talking points nailed down, and before you know it, you know nothing. And I'm just wondering, because especially with this latest, and I know everybody heard about it, and I've already talked about it in videos about the Trump losing his marbles over the Democrats' PSA, telling military members that they don't have to follow illegal orders. So naturally, Trump calls for their execution because that's Trump. But really, we all know that he's only is that upset because he either has given illegal orders or he was planning on giving illegal orders. And the Democrats just threw a major monkey wrench in his machine. And that's really what it boils down to. We know that, right? I mean, that's just obvious to the thinking people of the world. That's the only reason. And when the reporters were asking Caroline Levitt about that little incident, his little tirade, temper tantrum, whatever you want to call it, and she almost didn't let him finish the question. She was like, "Why aren't you talking about what they said about him?" Like, what? And you're like, "Oh, wait, what?" And she says they were insinuating that he's given illegal orders. Well, pardon moi. I'm sure he has given illegal orders. There's been lots of questions about, um, deploying troops to LA and Chicago and whether that's even legal or bound by the Constitution or whatever. But yeah, my thought on her is: are we going to witness her to just shrivel up into a little old lady in 3 years? And if the presidency does go that long, like what might be the repercussions of lying for a living? And you're not just kind of lying a little bit. This is your job. It's to lie for a madman whose views change, almost on a daily basis. And she's doing a great job, but I just feel like that level of lying has got to have some underlying effects. So you're going to see some sort of, they show the presidents usually age drastically from the beginning of their term to the end of the term. I think Caroline's going to have that. We'll see. It's just a thought. It hasn't really affected Trump in that way, at least not in the first term, because he doesn't take any responsibility for anything, which sounds ironic for a president, but it's true. He blames anyone who's convenient. Oh, speaking of which, they're also talking about getting rid of Kash Patel because they need a fall guy in the FBI because they're doing such a horrible job, which is also, largely Trump's fault because he's forcing everyone to cover for him. And then your thanks for covering for him, for backing him up, is that you get fired and you get to be the fall guy. That's just how he operates. Ask Rudy Giuliani about it. And why isn't he in the administration after he was Trump's biggest ally in the first administration? He's still around. He's just been disbarred in New York. Anyhow, I should go. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all those good things. It's free. And thanks for tuning in. And take care. Bye-bye.